Welcome to the Author Next Door,
where we talk writing, publishing, and the business behind the books.
This podcast is for writers who are a few steps ahead into the journey. Maybe you've published, maybe you're planning what's next, and you realize the questions aren't getting easier, they're just getting more interesting.
Sometimes it's just our fabulous selves. Sometimes we bring friends to the table, but it's always lived experience and information you can use.
So pull up a chair. The conversation starts now.
Welcome to episode 60. I'm Angela Haas, and I'm here without my co-host today. Poor Cassie is a little under the weather, so I've got two Greek men all to myself today. Woo! This month, M stands for marketing, the dreaded marketing. Sometimes authors don't enjoy the marketing piece, but it comes at you fast and furious after you publish your first book because now you've actually got to tell people about it. So, from time to time, if there's a marketing tool that can help you as authors, we're going to do our best to highlight it. And that's why today we're talking with Sam Namias and Tom Papaspyros of Crewfiction, which is an amazing new tool that I started using. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to chat for about 30 minutes, and then we're going to switch to a demonstration, a webinar about how to get your Crewfiction up and running. So for that, you got to switch over to our YouTube channel. If you're just listening, maybe you just want to listen for 30 minutes, but the rest will be on YouTube. So Sam, head of growth and part of the founding team at Crewfiction, has a computer science background, but focused on business growth and scaling operations. When he started working with authors, he realized they needed exactly that: systematic, automated marketing that just works, and a system that understands their workflow and does the heavy lifting for them. Tom, co-founder and CEO of Crewfiction, co-founded Viral Loops, a growth software platform that powered over 140,000 marketing campaigns. For the past 7 years, he's been deeply immersed in the online book publishing industry, and that experience has been very eye-opening. Gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you,
I'm
Angela.
so excited.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So both of you give us a little bit more background about, why did you want to do this? How did you start working with authors?
Yeah, it's a funny story. As you said in the intro, my previous business was about growth and referral marketing, like giveaways pretty much. And then through this experience, I met an author who actually asked me if I can help her with her marketing. And I started working with her, just to help her. And then I understood the problems, and it was quite revealing for me. The light I saw in her eyes when he got the first messages, the first reviews, the first sales. And then I understood that things that are very easy for me, because I come from a informatics background, that are very difficult for her. And I can help with that, and she can focus on what she does best, like writing and connecting with readers, creating beautiful stories. So this is how it started, and we said, okay, let's do that, because this is something that we find pleasure in. It's very fulfilling for us to help people, and also it's something that authors need.
On my end, first of all, thank you so much for having us, Angela. Today, we're very excited. From my end, I think everything comes down to all the discussions that I have done with authors on a one-on-one basis. When we were start thinking about the idea of Crewfiction and building the product, we had to do the tough job of speaking with many different people, listening to their challenges and understanding what are the main struggles. So two things came to the surface immediately, where 95% of the people were mentioning, which is that they were juggling between multiple platforms in order to do one thing, which is basically to sell their books. And the other one was the complexity of the existing tools. So we thought, after a lot of brainstorming, instead of having 10 different platforms in order to do the online marketing and have a successful system, why not to build one system that will consolidate and have everything? So the vision of our product is to create one system, email, reader magnets, ARC, and giveaways into one place. So in order to give back to the authors the most precious thing, which is time, which will eventually turn into writing, and that will eventually turn into more books and sales. But at the end of the day, authors, they don't need to be tech experts. They need to have their mind free, to be creative, write compelling stories, and our part is to help them do that easier and more efficiently, in a more efficient way.
And also we wanted to give them some confidence also, because when authors start, especially new authors, they don't know if they will reach their audience, if they will like it. It's a very vulnerable position to be in when you write your first book. So feeling clueless on that front and not marketing front, it's overwhelming. So we wanted to handle at least the first part of the marketing aspect, and then help them write a book and put it into the first 5 to 10 readers, which are crucial, and do it in a fun way, and then it becomes addicting. Like when you have something that's easy and brings you back good feelings, then it becomes addicting, and this is where how improvement you get better at your craft.
Yeah, that's the whole reason I wanted to start this podcast with Cassie, is because I published my first book and I was like, oh my God, I published this. Great. And then I was like, what am I supposed to do now? Because it all starts coming at you. It's such rapid fire where people are like, well, you got to get on to marketing, and do you have this social media, and you need to get on TikTok. And it was like, wait a minute, you're trying to figure out, well, what am I supposed to write next? Do I keep going in this series? You don't have any data. You don't actually know what's working at all. And that's where I've seen a lot of authors quit, because it's not just, ooh, I wanted to write the story I wanted to write and get it out there. It's now I'm running a business. And that's what we're trying to get people to understand is you're a small business owner now, and marketing is part of it. As much as I don't like it, Cassie enjoys marketing. I think it's a jerk because it is overwhelming, and it does take you away from your creativity, when that's flowing, and then when you have to stop, even just responding to comments and things like that. And so what I love about Crewfiction is that when I was like, okay, whatever, another software, let me try it. Once I opened it, whoa, this is truly everything is here. And it was easy to use, and the menus are easy to navigate. And it doesn't, I don't want it to sound like as authors, we're all not tech savvy. I am like intermediate. I do actually, when the people come to set up stuff in our house, they talk to me because I'm the one who knows how to connect everything on the TV and do all the apps. And I am the tech person. But I think when it comes to creating a website, I'm not that kind of tech person, you know? So this really does simplify it so that we can continue to be creative. What's it like working with creatives though? Because it's two different brains, right? I mean, you're the systems people and we're the creatives. So we're the ideas machines. And that's very much part of like what I do with the Myers-Briggs personality tests. I do a lot of group communication training in my day job, working with people who have a lot of ideas and the systems people who know how to implement them. So what's it like working with people? And I know I've come to Sam, hey, can you do this? And is there a way to do this? And what about this idea? And he's like, sure, Angela. Yeah.
It's a great question. And I wanted also to congratulate you and also the space in general, because authors start writing their book or marketing their book, and they have a lot of indie authors and not a lot of groups that are willing to help. And that's not very common in other industries. That's impressive, but at the same time, it can be a problem because there are so many ideas and so many things that you think you need to do, and that be really confusing because we are three people here. If we have three ideas, there are 9 ideas and numerous combinations of these ideas of what we need to do, right? And working with creatives was quite revealing because I understood also my weak points because I was also a lot of full of ideas. And what I said to creatives and said to myself is fix a minimum version that works in order to remove decisions and then start implementing ideas one by one and see if they work. So instead of trying in a fuzzy way different things, create a minimum thing. For example, having an email is a minimum thing you can have, right? Okay, do we need one more blast or one more newsletter? Let's try it out later on. But first, let's nail the minimum version. And that's the spirit and the philosophy behind the Crewfiction also. We want to remove decisions. We want to remove complexity and confusion from authors. We know what works and what doesn't. So we have an idea of what they need to adopt if they want and what they can safely ignore and add later. So that's the idea.
Yeah, from my end, working with creatives was and is actually a very interesting story because we hear a lot of ideas, and that's how we prioritize what we build here. We are an author-first platform. We are built around fiction authors. It's actually the only email marketing platform out there that is solely dedicated to fiction authors. What makes it unique? It's interesting because there are many ideas coming into the table, and then gradually we start by synthesizing all this information. We start making conclusions and building the product according to what the majority of the people needs and what they hope to achieve. But as Tom mentioned, we try to remove decisions. We want them to focus on what's the most important thing, which is writing, and then behind the scenes create an automatic system that will work for them. Imagine a book marketing assistant, and with the evolution of technology, we are getting there. You will have someone in your platform that will be able to consume large data sets of information, make conclusions, and deliver them to you. So this is the magic thing about it, and I believe we still haven't explored it to the maximum, and that's why we're here. In order to do that.
Give an example based on what you said before. There are a lot of micro decisions of when it comes to gathering data and combining data and where do I store them and how, all that. What kind of emails should I send? When should I send them? How many emails? What's the subject? What all that, right? So we want to do that easy for the author, and then the author can take the high-level decision of, okay, based on that data, what kind of book do I need to do next? Or what kind of email can you do next, like this or that. We don't want the authors get into like a forest of data and decisions where they will get overwhelmed.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I liked about it was it just was so easy to create my profile, because sometimes that's what we like, setting all that stuff up takes time, but I could see the ease of working with it. We're going to see the live stuff, but I love that, especially as a romance writer, you've got your chili peppers right there. When I say the spice rating is chili peppers, and they're like, what? People are like, what are you guys talking about? Because it's also you're keeping in mind, you created this for the readers too, correct? I mean,
Exactly.
You were very much having like, am I a reader? How am I going to find these people? And what do readers want? So tell us a little bit about how you incorporate the reader side of this in there.
Yeah, so the idea here is is a two-way relationship. We truly believe that every author has her or his audience, but he needs to find them and claim them, find the true fans. So it's all about showing to the world who you are and attracting back the readers that really love you. If you are a steamy author, you're probably not gonna be so appreciated from readers who like a clean romance, for example, right? So this is something that help you and the reader to understand each other and connect on a deeper level. Yeah, we also speak with readers, and we also see how readers use a platform, because we do have a reader side also, and we iterate on that. It's amazing how many things you can learn by paying attention, and if you care. So we do care and we do pay attention, and we learn all those stuff.
Yeah. I think everything comes down to a strong and engaged community of authors who are becoming day by day part of our community. And this is actually another big incentive for readers to come in and keep track of their favorite authors by genres, by tropes, because we deeply specialize in creating the profile of the author and then adjusting it based on the tropes and the genres that they write in. So based on this information that we have, we are also allowing readers to come in, explore, and find their favorite authors, get the reader magnets, and then the algorithm works behind it in order to suggest similar authors from the same genre or trope. So this is how we also interact with readers, and we will also have the opportunity later on to show you one very interesting marketing technique that we built, and we are actually building right now and delivering. So yeah, that's a nice surprise for the next couple of minutes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Also, I had 6 new ideas when we were sitting here. Well, what do you all like to read? Are you readers?
Well, of course.
Great
Of course.
question.
Of course.
What do you like to read?
I really like nonfiction also. I'm all about understanding how I can improve myself or my own psychology. But then I'm also reading fiction and getting into working with romance authors. I started reading romance also. Yeah, which I wouldn't expect. But I think, and most romance authors do not understand that, there's authors need to be more proud about their craft. Like I truly watch Netflix from time to time, and I don't like the difference are blaring. I've read better stories in romance fiction and mostly and fiction that are quite quick than I've done on Netflix. And connecting it back with things I've read when it comes to psychology or other things, I can also see that the author usually knows about that stuff, about the psychological aspect of things, sometimes intuitively, sometimes actually, but I learn a lot by reading romance books. It's great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you learn a lot. Sometimes you're like, what am I reading? And I sometimes as authors we're like, what am I writing? We're doing the same thing. But yeah, once you've read romance, you're never going to be the same, my friend. So, what about you?
Yeah, from my end, the story started almost 10 years ago. I'm very disappointed because I'm going to share that I wasn't reading books 10 years ago, but I met my mentor, who is still my mentor and someone that I really look up to. And he was explaining to me how important it is to read and study and all of this stuff. And since then, I put, I'm a very disciplined person. I'm also sports person and very disciplined. So I put a goal to read every day. Either it is 5 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour. So 10 years ago, I started. I'm a big fan of nonfiction books, to be honest, because I started, understanding myself, trying to find self-help books, how to improve myself and anything related to that. But a year and a half to 2 years almost that we started discussing with Tom and Savas. Savas is the other founder of Crewfiction, about Crewfiction. Then I also switched myself to fiction. So for the past year and a half, I'm more into crime. Actually, yeah, and actually, it gives me such a big motivation to speak with authors on a daily basis, because I'm also communicating with them. We're turning our cameras on, and I can see who the author is, which is very exciting. and then it gives me an extra motive to go and read their stories.
Yeah. Well, you're getting information as what a reader would think reading this, and then you're getting information as like, how did the writer put this together? You know, because romance, what I learned is it has to follow the rules. There's
Yeah,
rules. There's
yeah,
very specific places that things need to happen, and depending on your tropes and understanding the tropes. And I love that part of when you're creating your profile in Crewfiction, you get to pick your trope list, and that, creates a easy way for people to find you. And I had to learn about that. It's not just like throwing a kissing book out there. It's like you have to really follow the rules. And that's some of the biggest challenges as authors. That's why we need to be free to not worry about the website and all the other stuff. So, the last question I have before we switch over to the webinar, and it's something that authors also, as you start growing in your career, need to understand: working together, collaborating. What's some advice you can give on working together? Because authors work together on anthologies, they collaborate on podcasts, they do all kinds of collaborations. So, what was that like coming together? You're all very dynamic.
yeah.
So, how was that to take ideas and then focus it and then work together to create a really amazing product?
That's a great question, and I think that it really needs to be discussed among authors, and it's something that authors need to decide like really deeply with them, because especially in this space, there's no competition. Like, people don't believe that, but there's no competition because readers, especially romance, read like 5 to 10 books a month, maybe more. So you cannot humanly possibly create more books than the demand, right? So it really makes sense for authors to collaborate, promote each other, exchange ideas, and help each other at this journey. Because, like, taking it from a non-fiction aspect also,
Okay.
it's an iterative game. It's like most authors, like, then they start, and when they get the crucial, like, 5, 10 readers, and they get the first feedback, they never stop writing. So the authors you will collaborate with, you will exchange ideas and value and advice and promotions for the next 20 to 30 years. So, like, the math are blurring. You cannot say, oh, I gave too much or I gave too little. It's a 30-year relationship, and as in every space, like, news travel fast, and we know who's good, who's bad. So, if anything, like, it's more fun to collaborate, and it also makes you like a better writer, and more you make more money also.
Yeah, we are human beings, right? And the more we collaborate, the higher the results. It's way more powerful to, for example, collaborate with you, Angela, or Tom to build something. And then I'm pretty sure that the return on investment will be higher. So it's a pretty unique industry where we are. And this is actually what Tom taught me when we started collaborating, that we are in an exciting industry that people don't want to compete with each other. They want to collaborate. So they start sharing attention, which is super important, and the collaboration compounds as they grow. They build micro alliances. So authors from the same genre or tropes, they exchange readers, because a reader who reads book X, they might also like enjoy book Y. And something that we are also doing in order to further enhance that collaborating system is the structured giveaways and not chaotic swaps, because chaotic swaps can take you everywhere, whereas the structured giveaway can bring you qualified readers who are the most important in order for you to succeed, versus having 10,000 readers that are not qualified and not super fans.
I want to make another point. Like, in essence, writers use their craft to connect with the world, to connect with readers, to connect with other authors, to connect with themselves. So it's all about connection. Like, and if you do, and accept that it's all about connection, then also success and money will follow.
Yeah. I think that's important. And I think as authors, it's little. It doesn't have to be huge. Even when you're on social media, we don't realize just liking, commenting, sharing, that's such a small effort. And it can lead to connection, which can lead to collaboration. And then it is bonus marketing because people will see your name as liking a post, sharing, commenting. So it's those small things that connect us. But authors, I've noticed in the author space that we really try to say we're not competition, we're collaborators. We're all here in the space trying to support each other. I guess the last real quick question before we start the webinars, where do you think, what are the trends in marketing? Where do you think it's going? Do you think it's more email list, which authors feel like they own in a way that that's something they can control versus managing Instagram algorithms? Or where do you see it?
Yeah. To our understanding, it's all about connection, as I said before, how do you connect with people? Because there are a lot of there are a ton of books already out there. Like if writers stopped writing, we have enough books to forever. So it's all about human connection and how do you connect with your readers. Right now, email is still the king because you have a direct connection with readers. You don't depend on algorithms or because what we've seen in social media, like a social platform starts, it gives a lot of exposure, and then it takes it back, and it becomes a treadmill where authors and people who use it need to run faster and faster to stay at the same point. So what we're saying, use social media, but make sure to build your own author platform, as the industry says, and use it as a way to get people into the thing you own, which is your emailing list, and build relationships. Then it might be SMS, might be, I don't know, Messenger. It changes. We've seen everything the last years, from ManyChat to SMS to everything. The only resilient thing was TikTok. The only resilient thing was email.
Yeah.
Always.
Yep.
Yeah. I will agree with Tom, definitely. It's been proven, as you mentioned in the introduction, Angela, in the previous company, Viral Loops, we conducted 140,000 giveaways. And it has been proven that email marketing is the number one sales tactic and the one that has the highest return on investment. Sometimes it's not very easy to understand, but that's why we're here. And actually, one mistake that authors do is that they prefer not to be spammy, and as a result, they send one email. However, as Tom mentioned, we need them to build direct relationship with the readers. And it's highly probable that one email might go into trash, they will not open it, they will not read it. So it's not a bad thing to send another one 2 days later, 3 days later, in order to start building that relationship. And also having a healthy SEO, like a search engine optimization. And that's why we're building a robust platform in order to build a foundation of online discoverability and help them become discoverable and more, easier, in an easier way.
Yeah, and back to your question about trends, is every month and every year it becomes a new technique, a new thing. It keeps coming with ideas and things you should care about. You should search, take this course, take this, read this. It's all about learn something new and implement something new, and it's overwhelming. What we're saying is start with the basic thing. Nobody can say that you don't need email. Email should be the base of that. And our vision is anything that we have ourselves tested and seen value on, we will integrate it totally. You don't need to care about anything. Start with that, and then things you will need, we will add it also. That's the idea.
That's great. Well, let's see what you got. Let's see what Crewfiction is all about. So listeners, switch to YouTube to see, and let's have. Yeah.
Perfect. So I guess you can see my screen clearly?
Yes, I can see it.
Perfect. So I'll try to be as efficient as possible and share with you the highlights. But first of all, I would like to start with the main challenges that we mentioned that authors face, which is complexity of tools and also the fact that they are juggling between multiple platforms. So here we are building one tool, one platform, one home space where you can manage almost everything, send your newsletters, import your subscribers, add your reader magnets, customize your site. So all in one place that you don't need to, you will not get distracted anymore, and then eventually focus on what is the most important, which is writing. I think also Angela mentioned it, during the beginning of this podcast. It's super simple to build it, and that's the magic behind Crewfiction. We only need your pen name. The moment you put your pen name, our platform identifies you. You just confirm that that's you, and then everything comes into this place, including all your books, your reviews that you have available on Amazon, and then you customize your site based on your needs, based on your preferences. I'll start with something that actually makes us very excited, the welcome automation that it has been launched recently, a couple of weeks ago. The magic behind it is that it's getting created automatically and super fast. The only thing that you need to do is select from 1 to 3 books of yours. And again, the last decision maker is you. You can come here, customize everything, and edit according to what you prefer that your readers will see. So this is a typical welcome sequence where it will be triggered the moment that the subscriber joins your mailing list. You can edit when to send it after the subscriber becomes part of your audience. And then we have step number 1, which is the welcome email. You can also include a reader magnet, but also edit, as I mentioned, by adding a book, by adding an image, by adding a button, a divider, you name it, beautify it. So you can change the theme, you can play with the outside background, you name it. It's yours, it's your decision. You can edit the text. And as you see, all next steps are getting built automatically. And again, the main scope is to save you time, and then you decide whether you would like to keep the material or not. And we feature some of your books because that's a perfect way to engage new subscribers and welcome them to your world by introducing them to your books, to your characters that you're building. This is step number 3. That's step number 4. And that's step number 5, where you're sending an exclusive invitation to the subscriber, whether they would like to become one of your super fans, so part of your ARC team. Here we have the details where you can edit, where this is coming from, where the responses will go. So things that will make it smooth and easy for readers to
And one thing I wondered, I think sometimes while you're on that, I think sometimes we think as authors, we're trying to sometimes compete with others, right? We like collaborating, but I'm always like, we have what's called compare-itis, where we're always comparing to others.
Yeah.
And so I think there's sometimes this pressure. The emails need to be flashy and videos and moving parts. But when I read an email, I'm just scrolling, getting the best of the information. It doesn't have to be complicated, right? It doesn't have to be so flashy. It just needs to get the information. And that's what I have to tell myself. It doesn't, right? Is that kind of how you all are feeling?
Yeah, true. I think it's all about being true and showing your personality. It's all about that because, every reader gets a ton of emails, and nobody likes emails so much. They like the or they don't like the sender, right? It's all about that. So email is about showing your personality and sending to engage the readers what they want. We don't we need to remember that readers are giving their emails because they like books, and when you send them books that they like, it's not an interruption. It's you're helping them have a good time, right? It's you don't need to be shy about it. If they don't like it, they will unsubscribe, and that's okay for both parties.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Exactly. So, of course, we have a dedicated space for all of your campaigns. So whether they are only newsletters or everything, that includes also the welcome automation. Here we are also saving the drafts. So something that you are currently working on and you haven't completed the work. So for you not to miss it. And as you can see, the published ones that include some basic stats, such as, how many emails were sent, opens and clicks. I would also like to share the editor, the email newsletter. As you can see from the tool, we try to simplify things, make it easy to work, and then for the author to not spend enough time. So with a very simple button, and that's something that we're very excited about, is the book import. I already showed it earlier to the welcome automation, but the email newsletter is connected with your site. And your site includes all of your data, including your books, your genres, your tropes, your social media icons. So more or less, what we accomplish by this connection is that we are saving you time from time that will be spent here on importing things manually. So here is one book. You can also add an image. And also play with the image, with the size of it, with the alignment. You can add links or alt text. You can beautify it even more by adding a divider, a button, everything that's important and relevant to you. Then something that I would like to show to everybody is the segmentation of readers. And this is what I meant earlier by, collaborating with authors. Everybody was commenting on how important it is to be able to segment readers into segments and do a more targeted marketing. So we have built already segments including actual readers, free subscribers, ARC, you name it. And as a result, identify the ones who have been inactive. For example, here in the filtering system, you can filter based on the type of the subscriber, whether they are actual readers, buyers, meaning ARC, or free subscribers. What is the level of engagement of these people? And this is actually one mistake that many authors do, that due to the many inactive readers, they might not have a very successful deliverability. And this is one of the key points that we try to also explain to authors, that focus on your superfans, focus on your quality readers, right? This will take you to the moon, and this will make you more successful.
I love that it has the Amazon activity right in there, because for many of us, even though there's a lot of people are trying to move away from Amazon, they don't like it. But when you're starting, that's still the biggest seller. But I love how it's showing a lot of different data for who's going to your Amazon site. I think that's really important.
Yeah. And also this is how it turns down to the qualified readers that I just mentioned. With this information, you will be able to identify them and then continue enhancing that relationship with these superfans. You can also identify where they are coming from, right? Whether they are coming from your author site on Crewfiction, whether they are coming from reader magnets or back matter links. And with this filtering system, you're able to identify who are the most important people for you. Before I go to the little surprise that I mentioned earlier, I would also like to, I know I'm keep postponing it, but believe me, it's going to be amazing. But I would also like, to showcase the author side. As mentioned earlier, what Crewfiction needs is just a pen name. The moment we get your pen name, we build everything that you see here, including your books. So you pick the ones that you would like to showcase to your site, and they will be shown here. We also have retailer links. You mentioned that some people might want to get out of Amazon. They want to include other retailers. So we give that flexibility to everybody to include their own website if they have one. It's not mandatory to close your website or the online store that you have. So just by enabling this, you can include the link, so for you to redirect the people to your site and your store, and also other retailers such as Apple Books, Kobo, Barnes and Noble, and also the audiobook,
Yeah,
the
I
audiobook
like that.
versions. And actually, just to show you how this looks like, this is a typical site. As you see, actually, they have the same template, right? So here we have Ali Cole and Danica Bloom. We have the same template with the reader magnet or the subscriber button at the top. The books. Here at the top, you can switch to the links, social media icons. So we have a very clean template in order to remove the chaos and allow the reader to focus on what's the most important. And this is an example of the multi-retailer links. So once you click on that, it gives you all the options of all the retailers that are available, and you can get redirected. So that's the author side. The genres that we mentioned, we have a large plethora of genres. This is built actually from authors. During 2025, we had a lot of discussions and people were asking us to add new genres, new tropes. So you can also easily navigate yourself by typing and find the ones that match your craft, the tropes, and the reviews that are very important. The link in bio, you have already seen it from the other tools, but here it is, simple and beautiful. You add your links, the title and the link, and it will be added here. And you can easily navigate yourself between the link in bio and the site. Now, to the reader side of things, and to the little surprise that it's actually in the works and we are about to deliver it soon. We have the bonus scenes, the epilogues that authors will be able to include at the end of the books, at the end of each of their books. So here, what you see on your screen is like a typical page of one of the books that we have available. Here we have the spicy meter that Angela is a big fan of, right?
Yeah.
So it's an easy way for us to navigate, at least for romance fans. And we have the blurb, we have the key characteristics of the book, and the most important thing, which is the bonus scene. This is actually a way for us to allow authors to get more qualified readers and super fans, because this will be unlocked by including my email address. I have the ability to read it directly to the platform. And once it's finished, our platform gives away free books for the readers who are unlocking this bonus scene. This can be placed everywhere, and it will be a very good way of creating a narrative around using the reader magnets and the bonus scenes more wisely in order to build that relationship and engaging with the readers.
Actually, yeah, I want to make a point here that like the best use of time and for authors on the marketing aspect is understanding what their readers want and creating books for them. And that's how we designed the Crewfiction also. Is like the best marketing an author can do is understanding their readers and creating the best books for them. And if they do that, then they will browse through the book, they will read the full book, and then they will go to the bonus scene. They will click at the end of the Amazon book. They will go, they will put their email, and they will get into the email platform on Crewfiction. They will get the onboarding sequence. They will get future launches. So it's all about doing what you do best and growing your author platform through the tools we provide without doing anything else. That's the idea.
Wow,
Perfect.
that's awesome.
And of course, you can, as a reader, you can move on to the library and unlock the free books, download them for Kindle, you name it. I think these are the highlights. Of course, on the create button, you can also add another reader magnet or initiate an ARC campaign. But yeah, I wanted to give an overview and a glimpse of where we're going and what we have built already. Also to mention stats are important, which is also part of the discussion that we did at the beginning, that our system consumes data, and we are also building an advanced analytics scheme where you will also understand how each of your books is going, how many clicks it's receiving, whether one of the covers went better than the other one.
Your reader's favorite group, what to write next, etc.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you have time to just show us where you do the giveaway?
Yes. So giveaways, actually, we're excited because February is the beginning of it. The main key point of the giveaways is that we do like curated giveaways. So we handpicked right now 20 genre matched authors. As you can see here,
Mm-hmm.
they will be able to participate in the first group promo in February. So these are the 3 steps. So the curation that I mentioned, the promotion, which is basically that authors will email their list and post on social. And as I mentioned earlier, we are doing it in a structured way, not in a chaotic way. So we will connect authors who are in a similar size, in a similar release size, and of course similar genre or tropes. So here is the page also for the giveaways. It's just the beginning. We are about to launch the first one. I think that's all in terms of the platform. However, we are building fast and aggressively, I would say, by foremost like listening to authors. So we have also something called roadmap here. It's available to everybody. This is where we collect ideas from authors who become part of our community. The ideas get votes, and based on the votes, we prioritize the work.
That's
so
awesome.
It's wonderful to hear from authors, because they know the challenges that they're facing, and we're here to optimize and make them fast.
Love that. And also for authors who want to work with you a little bit more on setup and going over features, do you offer like sort of a onboarding call or other ways that they could just schedule a time with you?
Everybody can. Actually, everybody can do that. I think we have available, the demo here.
Yeah, okay.
So if you go to crewfiction.com, it's actually the second button. Here is where you can start just by including your pen name. That get a demo is that they get access to my calendar. We have done, I think, in 2025, hundreds of calls.
Yes.
And I'm actually super excited to, welcome new authors, hear and listen to their ideas, and connect with them on a one-on-one basis. But on top of that, something that we kicked off recently is that we run webinars and workshops. Because as you mentioned already, Tom, Savas, and we have been behind hundreds of book launches. So we try on every webinar to come up with a content that will be valuable to authors and help them avoid mistakes that we have done actually many times. So yeah,
Awesome.
Everyone who belongs to our community, they receive invitations, they receive emails with webinars. So yes.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being willing to come on today, because sometimes you just need to start. Just start. Just find what's easy for you and do that one thing really well. We don't have to have a TikTok shop out of the gate. We just need to start simple, start small. And, for authors who maybe you did publish a book, but you don't have your website all together. I mean, this is perfect because you can really tailor it to you And it's just the ease of use and the way it connects everything, I just think is fantastic. So thank you. We've got one more thing to do.
Yeah, before we move on, I want
Yes.
to say something more on the thing you started. Like every author we've talked so far, like in the beginning, like it was felt like not good enough, felt overwhelmed, felt you, every single one, every single one. And but I've never met an author who pushed through the initial phase and was not very grateful about doing so. Like so it's all about pushing through, like putting one step after the other, like publishing your book, and the people who will help you will appear, the answers will appear. And as I said before, like focus on your craft, focus on making connections with your readers and other fellow authors, like improving your craft. And you don't need to worry about marketing because it's all about, connecting with people. If people like you and like what you do, they will find you, and marketing will never be a problem. And if you join us and give us ideas, you don't need to worry about these ideas also. We will implement them eventually. So you will put all your creative effort in your books. That's it.
Hello. Are you guys listening? This is perfect. Okay. Sam, what if you could say one last thing? Like, what's your takeaway for authors so that they, don't stop? Because I know so many who quit after that first book.
Yeah. I would say, start small and do not get discouraged. Everything is possible as long as you have the passion and the willingness to go above and beyond. There is no need for, to have 10,000 readers in order for you to be successful. We truly believe that like having 100, 200 super fans. When I'm talking about super fans, I'm talking about super fans that they will drive 500 miles to come and see you, that they will patiently wait your next book launch. So there is no need for the authors to get discouraged. Then we are here with that vision to help them reach that dream, and we will do our best in order to help them grow.
Yay! You guys are amazing. Thank you for that. I think that's really important to hear. All right, this is it. This is a question from our Lumatory conversation cards. So, what is a fun fact that most people don't know about you?
Okay, shall I go first? I think something that happened recently, actually, and even Tom doesn't know that. And Tom is my best friend and my co-founder. So like, apparently he should know everything, right? I started Latin lessons.
Really? Wow.
Apparently, I thought that I'm a good dancer because, I enjoy going out, I enjoy partying, I enjoy dancing and celebrating. However, my rhythm was terrible. So when I traveled like a couple of weeks ago to meet a friend, and he suggested let's go and take a Latin class, and I did. I was terrible, but at least I was improving. So like 2 hours later, I was feeling more confident and more fun. So yeah, that's something new and something that
I didn't,
Fun.
I didn't know that. So
So is it like flamenco or what is it? You're gonna have to show us some moves in another webinar.
Okay, I thought right now I got scared for a moment.
No pressure.
I didn't know that. So, and I have something like similar because I lived in Chile for 6 months, like in Latin America a few years ago, and I actually did like salsa lessons back then, and I haven't told anyone. So that's another thing that Sam doesn't know. So yeah, we have the same fun fact. So if you like want also some salsa tips, we have some. Besides,
okay.
While writing a story.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. If you're writing a story, you need to know how to salsa. That's amazing. Okay, mine is not dancing related, but I actually, when Survivor, that TV show, first came out, I was obsessed with it. So I actually tried out for Survivor season 6, and I did an audition tape, and I borrowed my friend's like boa constrictor snake. And I just wanted to like put the snake on me and pretend like it wasn't bothering me or it wasn't there. So it was like crawling in my hair and stuff. And I'm just like reading my audition and being like, and then whatever. And I had this huge snake like all over me. And I was like, see, I'm not bothered by the snake. But of course, I didn't get picked or anything, but at least I auditioned for Survivor with a giant boa constrictor. And that was really cool.
Okay,
You
that's amazing.
heard it here first, folks. Well, thank you so much, Tom and Sam, for your time. I know you're very busy and we appreciate you taking a time out for the author next door. And listeners, thank you all for joining us today. Don't forget to give us a review and rating wherever you listen to the podcast. It really helps us with visibility. If you're interested in catching the next Author Next Door After Dark, make sure to sign up for our newsletter. Until then, keep writing, keep doing, and we'll see ya.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
We're so glad you joined us for this episode of The Author Next Door.
Writing is a long game, and it's one best played with community, curiosity, and a little grace for yourself along the way.
Keep showing up, keep learning, and keep telling stories only you can tell.
We'll see you next week, right here next door.